experience, and I'm joined by a wildlife presenter, by Maddie Moate, who's also an ambassador for the Wildlife Trust.
Yes,
Lots of wilderness activities. What do you think of my pond?
I love it. You've really created a green sanctuary in the middle of an urban jungle. I mean, just look at the biodiversity that you've managed to find just from one scoop from your pond. It's really impressive,
It
actually.
found me.
Yeah, that's true.
But isn't it, I mean, it's not a big garden, and it shows what you can achieve. You really can. Just a tiny little space like that can become a thriving community of animals. And we are at the moment encouraging people, aren't we? Or you are, the Wildlife Trust are encouraging people to get out into the wild. Tell me what the initiative is.
Yes, so it's the first day of June, which means it's the start of 30 Days Wild, which is the biggest nature challenge that's run by the Wildlife Trust. And they are inviting everybody of all ages, from all backgrounds, to connect with nature in some way every single day in June. And that could be as simple as coming downstairs and admiring your pond, maybe having lunch outside, or even planting some wildflowers. But the idea is just to do it every day.
So going for a walk in the park.
Perfect.
Just getting some experience of nature.
Yeah.
And this is something that's really interesting to see. This is supported by the NHS, isn't it? The NHS is a partner with the Wildlife Trust.
Yeah, so it's been proven that spending time outdoors is beneficial not only for your physical health but your mental health as well. And there is evidence that suggests that if you connect with nature on a daily basis, you're likely to be overall more happy. So this year for 30 Days Wild, there is a partnership with Greener NHS where the Wildlife Trusts and the NHS will be championing their green spaces. And these are green spaces that have been created but also maintained by NHS staff for the benefit of both patients and also the people that work there, because really getting outdoors, having some time in that better air quality as well, is going to help improve our mental health and our physical health.
They call it forest bathing, don't they? Just going for a walk in a park with trees around you, and your kind of your pulse rate lowers, and you calm down, and you feel, because we evolved in a green, in a wild world, and I suppose we're reconnecting with our essential selves.
Yeah, absolutely, it makes sense. I mean, just look how much joy you found from your little pond, and also, we've got bees buzzing around us, and here we are just in a small, green space in London.
So what kind of wildlife experiences would you recommend? I mean, just very briefly.
Yes. Okay, so something I think going for a walk, you can't go wrong there. That's something that I personally really enjoy. I also like getting out onto the coast. I like doing a beach clean. I think there's something about actually getting involved and helping the environment that is also really satisfactory. If you are able to plant something, brilliant. But also, I think not doing things can be helpful. Perhaps if you don't mow the lawn, that's beneficial for wildlife.
But one of the really interesting suggestions, if you haven't got any space, outside space at all, even in a window box, you can plant wildflowers, and you can see the passage of the seasons, and maybe draw some insects to your window ledge.
Yes, definitely. Or even just looking out of the window and watching the birds and seeing if you can spot different species. That in itself is connecting with nature.
Very inspiring. Maddie Moate, thank you very much indeed.
And thank you, Justin. It's fascinating to think that just a couple of years ago, none of that was there, and that biodiversity has just naturally evolved. In Justin's backyard, he said it's about 1.5 meters, his pond, and all it took was digging the hole, laying the foundations, and buying a couple of plants.
You're inspired?
I am, actually. I think my kids would love that.